Welcome once again everybody to the Game Show Invitational, a 15,000 USD US dollar prize pool. It is split 6 ways as well. Of course, the first place takes the huge chunk of it, 7,000 to be more exact. Then second place should be 3,500 and so onwards. But this is a loser's match, so to say. This is a GSL format, so losing this one means you are out of the group stage, out of the tournament completely. So quite a bit on the line, but this is a best of 3, so at least there shouldn't be like a random best of 1, I have a pocket strategy, I'm gonna win kind of style game. Of course, before this, both teams have lost already once. Chappa, I think yesterday had to play up against Power Rangers unless I'm mistaken. I believe so, let me double check this. Yes, they played versus Power Rangers and well, although they lost 2 games, they actually managed to win 1 game, and that rather convincingly as well. Whereas CTID, Charmander the Infernal Dragon, didn't manage to do as well up against 4 Clovers and Leprechaun. But we'll see if they have maybe something in store for us now. Maybe they're a little bit more accustomed to the new patch, for example. That may also be one of the things that helps them through this best of 3, for example. But since the draft is starting now, we are getting into the bans here as well. Probably gonna be like the standard kind of bans with Undying, IO, just heroes as such, maybe a Gyrocopter, Beastmaster, Visage. Just a quick check that nobody is actually offline or anything, but all should be good, guys. Should be good. But they're not banning anything. Is it really that harder? Yeah, nobody's disconnected, so in the end they will take out the Undying. And Charmander, well, they definitely had no doubts in their mind. It was a straight just snap Visage ban there. So they don't have to question about what they want to ban, but second bans, is it going to be the Undying IO that we see so often just as a combination removed out? It's possible, it's definitely a strong hero, but no, it's going to be Leshrac banned out instead, huh? I have to say I cannot recall if Charmander played a Leshrac last time I saw them or not, but Beastmaster will be the ban for Charmander and an immediate IO pickup. Of course, Charmander now they can pick up like a Queen of Pain as well as a Gyrocopter, for example, if they want to. One of the two is highly likely to be picked up, but of course it's not a necessity, but Queen of Pain will be one of them. And as the second one, I guess if you're up against an IO, you might already start considering a Disruptor, for example. May not be so-called a tier 1 support pick, but last time I saw a Disruptor it was just wonderful to watch, and up against an IO it is a really good support. At least if you know how to use it, but it shouldn't be like crazy hard or anything. But whoa, an axe to come out. I suppose just IO and his partner should be rather close to each other at most times. Or at least if at least like the hero who IO usually partners with gets jumped, then the IO comes to the rescue with the tether, he's gonna end up really close to the target, and that's when Axe can strike with his own like Blink Berserker's Call, for example. But Axe is a hero that, although is, yes, still strong, I think, in my opinion at least, it's maybe not as strong, or at least not as popular, I should say. Yeah, it's more of the popularity than strength, I think. But Gyrocopter was the second pick here. It might even be the combo, to be honest. Just running people down with Rocket Barrage early on is extremely strong, and there aren't like any direct counters other than just slow or stun this Gyrocopter so he cannot chase you. And of course, even that may not be the easiest thing to accomplish, in all honesty. But what do we have here to follow now as bans? Chappa, they already see 2 supports, but it's gonna be the Disruptor ban. So I said Disruptor would be extremely strong against the IO, and I was really struggling whether it's gonna be banned out or not, but Chappa answered my question here, they ban it out. Don't want to take any chances at all just surrounding this one, and I have to say it's probably even a good choice as well. As for the next bans, Dazzle removed by Chappa. Charmander did decide to ban out the Storm Spirit, and of course now removing the Tiny as well. Tiny is the most popular combination with the IO. It's rather reliable in performance, and it is extremely strong almost in any stage of the game. Maybe like super early it's not as massive, but once you get like 2, maybe 3 points into Avalanche and toss both, you can just start wrecking people. Just jump in, smack, toss, go, dead. Easy pickings. But Charmander, whoa, of all the heroes, picking up a Rubik now, it is a solid-ish disable. So I suppose like stealing Rocket Barrage can also have its merits. Cooldown will definitely be a nice ability to steal. Even that homing missile. And in all honesty, Flak Cannon is also not the worst ability to steal. It is definitely better than stealing like Darkness from a Night Stalker, for example. As Lion will be the third pick for Chappa, so that's gonna be their own support, or their secondary support rather. Getting a little bit of extra lockdown there against the Queen of Pain. Well, I say extra lockdown, but before this they really didn't have much of anything. Maybe the homing missile of the Gyrocopter, but it would be an extremely slow way of just trying to deal with the Queen of Pain, and probably wouldn't really bear fruit at all. As for the fourth pick for Charmander, they need one more support unless they want to run this Hex in a 4th position, just run it in the jungle. But well, speaking of junglers, they could still go for the Chen. I'm not sure if they have a player for that though. But it's not out of the question completely. Other than that, if you want to go for like carries, the more, well, I'd like to see Alchemist or Wraith King, but I somehow doubt it's gonna happen. Either of those probably is something we won't see here. Like ranged carries would be preferred just because you're up against a Gyrocopter and you don't want to get into Rocket Barrage range. That's like one of the things already. Or at least you don't want to be forced into a BKB to be able to deal with like a Rocket Barrage. Or of course BKB may be an item you should consider anyway, being up against a Lion, and of course just the damage of cooldown and whatnot. But now Witch Doctor is the pick for Charmander, so it's a pretty decent mix so far of magical and physical damage. Axe of course is mostly all about that physical. Witch Doctor's ultimate therefore also physical damage. But they also have pure damage from Queen of Pain, so there's a rather balanced mix for now. Chappa though? What does the Pomoika 2 mean even? Chappa Pomoika 2. Don't know. Maybe chat is gonna be kind enough to let me know. It's 50 seconds and counting down for them. They need an offlaner and quite potentially a mid laner as well here. But since Storm Spirit is banned and Queen of Pain is picked, it doesn't leave that many options, at least into the popular pool. But there's like Lina if you want to go for, maybe an OD as well could work out. Although OD isn't that strong. It really depends on laning, but for now it's gonna be a Wind Ranger. And the good thing about this particular pickup is that it can be both the mid lane as well as the off lane. So Charmander, as far as their 5th ban goes, they probably have to think a little bit about it. Because there's no like obvious pick for Chappa at the moment, at least not in my eyes. Although I would prefer that Wind Ranger to be in the mid lane and maybe pick up something like a Centaur or Tidehunter for the offlane, just something tanky. And well, that Centaur is gonna get banned out, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately for Chappa at least. Yes, last ban. What's Chappa gonna ban out? What do they deem necessary as a ban here? Are they even afraid of anything? There's probably no good reason to be, but it is gonna be a Slark ban. It's Charmander now. Their last ban about to come. Phantom Assassin, probably not gonna be the pick. Ranged carries. Luna? Huh. Actually, I'm a little bit sad that we haven't seen Luna at all almost, or at least I haven't. Of course, like, the Aghanims buff is like so you, as a Luna carry, don't really want to build an Aghanims anyway. There's just so many other items that would be a hell of a lot better for you. But still, I would like to see it, at least a little bit. Did they change anything about Luna other than the Aghanims? Oh, they got the base armor increase of 1. That always like, that's always a buff. Of course, the Eclipse per unit cap is increased from 4 to 5 as well, so one beam can hit one target 5 times. So even without Jaganims, it's kind of a buff, I suppose. But Luna, unfortunately, just, I guess, doesn't fit into it. Medusa could be a pick here as well if they wanted to go for a little bit more late game. Just because they are extremely low on late game power at the moment. So for that, maybe they do want an Alchemist. Just try to greed things out, although I highly doubt it's gonna be the pick. It's a teeny tiny chance of that happening. And, well, what other options would there be? Meepo, maybe? At least Meepo should be able to, like, quite nicely spread his damage of the Rocket Barrage. Now, though, it's gonna be Shadow Fiend picked up for Charmander. So it's gonna maybe change their laning a little bit. Maybe it's gonna be a Shadow Fiend aggressive try, or maybe it's gonna be just a Queen of Pain off lane. No, probably not Axe off lane, but Shadow Fiend's tri-lane safe and Queen of Pain mid. We'll see, they have a couple of ways to just run this at the moment. As for Chappa, they also have to figure the exact same question out. How are Charmander gonna lane this? Because if they know that, it's a little bit easier to draft yourself. Just if you're expecting some certain lane to be solo lane, and you can just go for the so-called counter on that lane, for example. But they are gonna go for a Batrider, and oh, I just saw a Batrider the last game between basically Unknown as well as North Legion. The Batrider just had a pretty bad time. Yes, he got still a reasonably timed blink there, but that was because of a couple of lucky kills, kind of. But farm-wise, just the Firefly, the damage reduction is actually pretty massive. The first level Firefly doesn't even disable a healing salve anymore. That's how bad it is. But to introduce the lineups regardless to you, it is going to be Dodgers Dota playing the Gyrocopter with Lalita Margarita playing the IO, Metrim on the Lion, leaving Pasha Invoker on the Wind Ranger, and the last one is going to be Nicaril on the Batrider. As for the CTID Charmander, the Infernal Dragon, it's going to be Snejinka playing the Queen of Pain, Bogdan on the Rubik with Seiga on the Shadow Fiend, leaving Madara Uchiha playing the Witch Doctor, and Quonk on the Axe. It looks like it is going to be an aggressive tri-lane with a Gyrocopter. It's rather strong even, but does that mean that the Batrider is going to face a dual lane? Is Charmander really running dual lanes? And to be honest, this bottom dual lane, for example, isn't even that bad. If the Rubik just stays at the safe distance, should always be able to telekinesis and throw somebody back so that the Queen of Pain can at least blink out if nothing else. Just because, although they have a Lion, early on like level 1, maybe even 2, the lockdown may not be long enough in duration. At the moment though, they might run into Rubik. Rubik starts running away the other direction, had boots as well, so he's going to be able to outrun everybody else on the dire side. But the bounty rune will go towards Lalita, so that's going to mean an early bottle. Top lane, Batrider unable to snatch a rune for himself. It's going to be picked up by Konk's Axe. So Tranquil Boots, if that's the first item he wants to go for, will be there a little bit earlier. Probably just going to be Boots first. And then just see if he wants to upgrade. Look at how aggressively though they're already going Konk. Immediate creep skip, doesn't even take all that much damage. He just used that one shared tango that was given to him. And now Madara Uchiha rotating towards the mid lane. Maybe gonna just hang around mid lane a little bit, help just the Shadow Fiend get those Necromaster stacks, or maybe he's just going to ignore the Shadow Fiend and go towards that bottom lane straight out. At the moment, Bogdan though, not on the bottom lane either for some reason, just wants to stack a little bit instead. Of course, Shadow Fiend and even the Axe can both flash farm if necessary. Axe maybe it's a little bit harder for him, depends on just how lucky he gets with the counter helix and everything. But bottom lane, Queen of Pain, just level 1.5. Takes a few attacks from Lion, can't really even do too much in return. Gets one attack in, so that's nice, but always has to be afraid because Lion, if he's already facing your way, there's only a little step towards you that can just get a Hex Surface by combination of. And also Queen of Pain wants to make sure, or should make sure that he's at like max distance of the Gyrocopter at all times. Just because Gyrocopter, he needs to be close enough for the Rocket Barrage to even work. But if the Queen of Pain stays at the distance, okay, let's just throw it out. Let's say this is the Quap, a Q, this is the Gyro, and like Lion is here. If Lion hexes and Earth spikes the Quap, then it's going to take a long time for the Gyrocopter to run in. I know, massive drawings, right guys? Massive drawings. But yeah, if Lion just acts as a buffer to try to zone out Queen of Pain, then the kill potential is low. But just zoning somebody out from last hits as well as XP is already worth it in itself. Battle Rider takes a lot of damage just from the creeps, a little bit probably from those heroes as well. Battle Hunger was used after all. But now Quonk, is he gonna go and punish Lalita? He's just gonna try to chase him down. Battle Hunger just came off cooldown as well. Is he gonna use it on the IO? I would think so. No, not gonna happen. Nicaril throws out a sticky napalm. Oh, runs into the Berserker's Call though. Mother arrives, and that's gonna be a first blood for Charmander. That was a rather obvious one, I must say. But a kill nonetheless. Oh, there's a telekinesis to Shadow Strike to fall as well. They might get the kill on Dodger. He activates the Rocket Barrage, but a nice split. There's the Fate Bolt as well. One more attack with the Magic Stick. I think is gonna be fine to survive the Shadow Strike. Should be at least. Even though the Shadow Strike is level 2. This Gyrocopter will survive with 48 health. Easy to survive. Oh, now Madara Uchiha trying to TP out, and successful he will be. Just because no Flame Break, of course, this early on a Bat Rider still. So Charmander still doing a little bit better. Last hit wise, it is rather even across the board. Mid lane 11 last hits on the Shadow Fiend. Wind Ranger is winning the lane for now and probably will keep on doing so. But of course, Shadow Fiend can still go in and just farm up those stacks. Only double stacks in both camps so far, but it's something. It's not like their supports have a lot of free time on their hands to go and just kill those. Oh, Rocket, will it get killed? Homing missile. If it connects, never mind, it doesn't connect, although Bogdan might be in trouble. There's the telekinesis. Earth Spike does land before the telekinesis drop stun though. Metrim taking a lot of harassment, but not gonna get followed up on. Now, there's a Berserker's Call and Lalita will go down. Battle Hunger, definitely enough. Madara though, he's on the run, goes down to Nicaril instead, or in return. Now Quonk, 7 stacks of Sticky Napalm. Too bad there's no Firefly, but 8 stacks of Sticky Napalm. Is there one more hero for the dire side to come and help? As Quonk, well, he's like, screw this guys, I'm gonna Magic Stick and TP the hell out of there. This axe is pretty rich by now, or should be. Tranquil Boots, Magic Stick, another 700 on top of that. Good times for him. Of course, Battle Rider not even that far behind. I highly doubt lots of those are jungle creeps, if any even, because he has been on the lane, and I suppose there's a small chance that a couple of those may have been from this camp. But there's a really small chance of that happening. As Lalita and Metrim there, looks like trying to find somebody in the jungle, but nobody's there. They're just playing it safe. Snejika, once again, a homing missile coming, but it's gonna destroy, gonna get destroyed once more. So Queen of Pain just bottles up a little bit, although there are 3 heroes on the bottom side. If only they got the Hex and the Earthspike. Earthspike level 2 now as well, getting a 0.5 second increase in duration. But of course there's always going to be Bogdan. Oh, there's the telekinesis already used, a rather long cooldown as well. But together with the Fate Pot, it is enough to make them back off, or is it? Never mind, Dodger, I think he needed to go in straight away, if at all. Now though, he popped the Rocket Barrage, look at the damage! Forcing out almost an immediate blink. It is level 2 as well. And well, although Dodgers drops low, Fate Bolt, another one. Is it level 1? No, it's a level 2 Fate Bolt, but even then, not the highest damaging ability. Top lane though. Oh, we got a dunk by Quonk. Of course, Witch Doctor helping out, but Battle goes down once more. That Blink Dagger isn't coming out anytime soon. There is still a triple stack here though. That's a pretty nice bounty if it's gonna be the Bat Rider to farm it up. As Metrim. Oh no, never mind. Earthspike misses, and suddenly Queen of Pain should be able to get that kill. Just wait it out. Metrim trying to be sneaky and going into Roche Pit, but this Invis, yeah, it's gonna be an easy kill. Or is it? Maybe he gets denied. He hexes up Queen of Pain. One more punch. Well, that was a beautiful play. Queen of Pain should have gone for the Scream of Pain immediately, or maybe wait a little bit longer, but he got impatient. It's still a hero dead though, so that's nice in itself, but Lion really well played, getting the Hex and then aggroing Roshan straight out. Mid lane, oh, Sega is in some trouble. Pasha, no, not able to follow up, just went in with one attack, and that was the end of the story. Axe though, 36 last hits, has been a part of 3 kills as well. Huh, not even rushing a blink, has a ring of health for himself. So may go for the Vanguard first, for example. And actually I wouldn't even mind it all that bad. It's a decent item. Magic resistance might be a little bit better even in this game though. It's hard to say. If there's a focus fire on Wind Ranger, it's definitely better to have the Vanguard, for example. But if you're getting rocket barraged in the face, it would be better to have the Hood of Defiance. Looking at the early graphs though, what do they tell us? Does any side... Oh, there's a 2k lead for Charmander, a pretty solid one. A 1500 XP as well, and doesn't look like they're close to like getting any ganks happening, for example, for their own team. Gyrocopter though is getting rather close to level 6, so he's gonna have the cooldown. Top lane, there is a dire fortification, but the tower goes down anyway. And Kwong, can he catch up? Well, if he had a blink, it would be rather easy, but of course, he does not. Arcane Boots in the meantime picked up on the Rubik. So as a support, he rather early sets of Arcanes, but... How many kills has he put? Whoa, a participant of 0 kills. Huh. I'm pretty sure he's been close enough to some, but only just used the telekinesis and not the damage aspect. Oh, now he's in trouble. Gets mini-stun, gets the telekinesis off and the Fate Ball, but that's just not gonna be enough. Although Paralysis Cask not gonna bounce, just a Shadow Race though finishes up the IO with ease. IO definitely not a tanky target. Oh, there is still a, I think, still a triple stack. Oh no, it's a quad stack for sure, quad. One of each. No tomatoes though, but one of each. Elber Smashers are though one of the more annoying camps. They're just so tanky. They punch for quite a bit as well. But looking at the net worth of heroes, 4.1k on Quonk now. 700 gold on him, so still needs quite a bit more to get that Blink Dagger if that's even what he wants to go for. I would really expect the Blink Dagger to be the second choice though. Just because Vanguard, yes, all well and good, but you need to be able to close the distance. You are the initiator for the team. Because, well, Queen of Pain can blink in, but if she's actually like initiating without any proper like lockdown follow-up or something, she is legit gonna get blown up. Snejinka playing the Queen of Pain. Up on the bottom lane, just enjoying relative free farm, although the free farm has come in the later stages just because IO has been left here to get his level 6, so soak up some farm while at it as well. Before, it was definitely harder, especially at the start of the game where actually the Lion was also present. But with the Lion missing, at least now for sure Charmander know that the Lion is not bottom lane, but he is replaced by somebody else. So it's gonna be a Wind Ranger as well as an IO bottom now. And just the Wish Spirits themselves. Snejinka trying to escape them, but... Oh, the pull! No, never mind. A 3/4 success of a pull. Just because Lalita, Margarita did only get 1 creep away from that. He's gonna drag that 1 creep to the... Dire Wolves? The Alpha Wolves? That Tether though got himself to the low ground, so I guess he doesn't even care about those animals. The wolves. Them animals! 2k already though on Nicaril, so I thought it's not gonna be as fast, but I guess those couple of jungle stacks really just paying off now as... Oh, top lane, Quonk. There's a homing missile, he has the cooldown as well, he's gonna use it and he's gonna land with both bounces maybe. The second one does barely hit, but oh wow, Paralyzing Cask and Death Ward. Though that sneaky Witch Doctor got the counter kill though, he's gonna get stunned up. Now it's Quonk to try to TP out and does manage to do so just before the Flame Break cancels it. Lion though even used the Finger of Death to get that kill on the Witch Doctor. But the kill is a kill, it's still a better trade for Charmander because they did kill a core farming Gyrocopter. Also they got quite a bit of damage to the tier 1 in the mid lane due to it. And oh, Shackles. It was a nice attempt, but the mech is there already on Sega's Shadow Fiend, so they make themselves up, just dust themselves off, and they are ready to just hang on the lane, get some farm. Batrider though does get this Blink Dagger. 11.5 minutes in, not the fastest one, but a competitive enough timing for it, I'd say. If you look at the graphs, yes, there is almost a 4k lead at the moment for Charmander already. 1.5 in XP. Oh, look at this, a cooldown bottom lane, blink on cooldown, and there's the Rocket Barrage. Snejinka thought that she's gonna be safe taking a homing missile at that distance from Chaira, but Chaira saw through her, ran at her, and just eliminated. Elimination. That just sounded bad. But happens, guys. It happens. Now a haste, bottled and immediately activated. I guess he really wanted some extra mana back. Does have himself a Requiem of Souls. He's already level 11. What? He only has 1 kill, but he's level 11. I guess he farmed up some stacks. I'm not too sure even. He must have farmed up some stacks, right? Wind Ranger is only level 8. Yeah, this must be stacks. There's no other explanation. Unless somebody is secretly pooling XP to the Shadow Fiend. He's gonna run into 2 now though. Nicaril Blink 4 gets the lasso as well, but the telekinesis will buy some time, as will the paralyzing cast. Bounces to the bruiser and then back, and with the death ward they will get the kill. Or rather, Sega did get a kill for himself with the Requiem of Souls, but telekinesis, paralyzing cast, just bouncing to the creeps and back as well. I'd call it RNG, but such things happen to everyone. And luck is part of a skill. Luck is part of the skill. But with the Sax being disfarmed, has himself a Blink Dagger now as well. Does this mean that Charmander now want to start going a little bit more aggressive, or is it just gonna be them leaving Chappa to farm? Of course, Gyrocopter farming is always somewhat of a worry, but if the Radiant side look at his items, they probably are aware that it's not that massive of a lead, in all honesty. Oh, we have a TP top lane though. It's the Queen of Pain. I really think that she's on a mission here. Quonk, if he gets a Blink Berserker's Call onto Gyrocopter, who is right now backing off, and nothing else is gonna happen once more. Metrim shows himself. Nope, Paralyzing Cask stops it, although what got stolen? It was the tether. Now, oh, Axe comes in from behind. Can he blink to the correct position? Never mind. Had to blink away, but he's on the hill. He's stuck there. Cooldown will catch him. No way to blink out. He's trying to TP out. Will it be a success? I think so. Yeah, Metrim just a little bit too slow on his little lion feet. That could have been a pretty huge disaster, just a miss blink like that. Oh, there's the paralyzing, not the paralyzing cast, but the shackle shot latching. There's the lasso to follow, but paralyzing cast and the death ward now again. Mother, he just gets uninterrupted death wards. Nicaril will go down. And where was the damage onto this Shadow Fiend, for example? Just none of it was there. Oh, Bogdan abandoning him, but Homing Missile gets destroyed regardless. With the Finger of Death, though, Queen of Pain goes down. Just oh, Rubik. Blink, Berserker's Call. Oh, they missed the first dunk. Pasha in the air though, and the stolen lasso put them to use by Bogdan. It is a 4-for-2 in the end. It could have been a little bit cleaner maybe still, but all in all, a great raid, plus they get the tier 1 on top of that. They are looking strong at the moment, especially with this double damage. The Shadow Fiend should be chunking through this tower rather fast as well. He's hitting for 218 damage now. Arcane Boots picked up on the Witch Doctor, just sustain their team more. Good guys, good team players. 6,000 is the net worth lead for Charmander, 5k in XP as well. But the TP is coming in, there's a blink following Bogdan. Gets the Firefly stolen, but gets fingered by Metrim. Again, it's off cooldown. It felt like it just was, maybe it was Lion's stolen one, I'm not too sure, but Madara, he's gonna get slowed down by the first homing missile. Can he turn around? Paralyzing Cast, well, he gets that one out, so it's something, a little bit of damage, a little bit of lockdown. But it's unfortunate. Still, how low is this tier 2? It's about quarter of an HP. Definitely not enough damage at the moment yet on Charmander to backdoor that one, but later on in the game, who knows, they might have. At least if they get like an AC as well to help out, that's an item you really need to backdoor just buildings objectives. What? It's a flak cannon stolen to Rubik. It being level 3 can do some damage. Top lane though. Oh, we have a relocate coming in. Sega should be in a lot of trouble. Can he get the mech off? No, I don't think so with the lasso being there. He did die just after the lasso ended, I think. He even got to pop the mech, but it just didn't do anything. And with this, Sheriff never mind. Still at the BKB mid lane though. There's another death ward, but the nice cancelling of it. There's a cooldown to follow. It's gonna land minimum onto 2 as Quonk pauses the game. Little bit of a awkward pause timing, but very, very big lag. So I'm not too sure if it was a CTID the last time as well who got massive amount of pause. No, I think it was next KZ having lag issues. I'm not too sure if that's supposed to be in Russian or not. If it's like lel i vsie or lel you, or like in English. Tot samый Bogdan. I don't know what it means. Supported. Сейчас в supported. I have no idea what it means. Support something. I think it makes sense. I nie na zomy. Okay, there's no point for me to read it if I don't understand what it means. I wish they were German. Yesterday, when Goomba Gaming was playing, I actually got to translate a little bit of German. I was pretty happy about that one. Got to keep my German unrusty, if that's a way to say it. But the German is an awesome language. I like it. Childhood memories, guys. Childhood memories. I just wish I knew what they were saying. Luce. Some words like sound familiar, but I have no idea what they mean. I probably know more Japanese words, although I can't read the kanji. I think they're called kanji, right? The Japanese letters. But I'm pretty sure I know more Japanese words or can understand when spoken than Russian. But it's really bits and pieces in Japanese as well. Although I'm pretty sure if I would watch as much, or if I had watched over my life as much like anime or just shows or movies or whatever in Russian as I have in Japanese, I would probably understand Russian a hell of a lot more than Japanese at the moment. I think, at least, just because I have, after all, studied it a little bit as well. But getting some just good Russian stuff to watch, which would actually have subtitles as well, so I would have something to relate the words to, that is the hard part. Although, the weirdest thing is that as a child, when learning German, or well, when watching German cartoons, it's not like there were subs or anything. You just watched enough of it to start understanding the meaning somehow. It's the weirdest thing. How the hell do children learn so well? If I did that now, I'm pretty sure I would be just completely failing at it. But internet problems are there still. Looking at the situation mid lane though, Lion has already used the Earth Spike. I do think it was the Earth Spike that cancelled the Death Ward, as well as got the Rubik, I believe. But there is a stolen one as well on Bogdan. He may be using it just now to try to get Dodger's Dota, but it's almost guaranteed that Rubik will get hit by the cooldown, as Nejinka should be able to blink out. But this Rubik has chances for survival. What's this red? Wow, it's a pretty nice, like a mini wall if you check it real low. A force field. I cannot enter, guys. I can't enter the force field. This duck is in it though. Is it the duck? This one is definitely a duck. Are you a duck? Sentry ward. Are you the duck? Look at your eyes. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, you don't have eyes, so I guess you have to see for both of them. Double the eyes, or double the eye size, double the sight. That would be fine if just bigger eyes meant better sight. But well, I'm asking why, how, what? There's a guy flying in a helicopter kind of thingy. Although how it manages to like hover is beyond me. Maybe moving back and forth, up and down a little bit, but hovering in one place is probably the hardest thing for that to do. No, don't say those words. I'm gonna block it with my cursor. It's not real, guys. It's not real. What? Cursor, don't disappear. How dare you disappear, Cursor? Or well, hopefully they're gonna talk enough for this line to get away from the screen as well. Joe, Tom, quiz, 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 please, quiz. What's happening? I hate pauses, especially when being solo. So I guess if we're paused, I can just talk about all things Dota. For example, it's gonna be that the invites for TI. So I, for one, don't agree at all with newbie being invited, but I do believe at least some people were saying that Valve has said already for TI2 as well as TI3 that the champions will be just invited to return. In some way it makes sense, but since there is a year apart from the tournaments and it is the biggest, like by far the biggest, it's like 100 times as big as any other tournament, I don't think just winning the last year should be a reason enough for you to get re-invited. At least when you don't have like any massive results to show for it. But looks like Axe has reconnected, so there is a possibility to get this game back on their way. But it's really, if the team would be the exact same 5 people, then maybe re-invite them. But they lost their carry and their captain, the drafter. It's like, pff, you lost so much of your team, and of course that is also one of the reasons that I think they lost their carry at least. But how was there, unless I'm mistaken. In any case, it's just the fact that it's just not the same team, and that is also the reason why they haven't been doing as well recently. But well, they got an invite, it's done, nothing to do about it. To be honest, in general, I would have liked to see less than 10, maybe like 4, 5 invites, something like that. Only to the ones like really worthy of them. Maybe 6, okay, let's just say like 6, and that should have been fine already. But we are still not ready to go. I guess he's still losing packets. God damn! Don't make me rage, guys. Well, oh, so nice, so tranquilizing. The sky is blue. Well, it's black, but if I look at outside from my window, it's blue. How did the song go from the South Park movie? How can I not remember this one? It's the tune is like going in my head. Oh, that's because I'm mixing up like 2 different songs at the moment. But I can't remember the Satan song. Up there, or whatever it was called. Huh, he's burning for 50 damage per second. Rubik, no! Don't be burning. What level is the flame break? Why don't you give it? Silly game when I'm in showcase mode. Why doesn't it just give me the portrait and everything of the Batrider, who is level 11, so not even doing that bad. A reasonable recovery, doing better than the Queen of Pain at least, so that's already something in and of itself. This paralyzing cast though bouncing between them, I think the bounces have expired now, not too sure though. Norm! It is okay. Come on, it's Norm, let's go, let's do this! Let's get the show underway. And yet. No, guys. Go. Quonk is ready. Yes! Yes! It makes me so happy. Oh, Bogdan, look at that damage. Sonic Wave comes out, but they need more to deal with dodgers. Snejinka now can't even blink out. A little bit too deep. Oh, whoa, whoa. Dunk. Come on. Can you get the dunk off? Nope, just the spin got the kill. To be honest, really needed a dunk, or would have liked a dunk just to get the movement speed. But that blink was a little bit too greedy, or he would have, or should have waited a little bit with the blink. Now he blinks forward, but over the IO now. Berserker's Call is there. Can he dunk? He can. But he's still gonna get shackled for the mini stun, and now is he gonna go down as well? Blink 4 from Nicoril. Has the Firefly, and with the Flame Break, he will push him back and get the kill. So that was a pretty great fight from Chappa. Of course, I don't think Charmander did as well in that fight. They didn't really execute it all that well, and they should have really backed off. There was a really long pause, so they had time to consider how to do certain things, and you could see that they had a plan, just blow up the gyrocopter, but they lacked a little bit of that burst for that. Although gyrocopter isn't even that tanky, it's still something going for him. Another cooldown this time around, it's not gonna hit. The homing missile will follow him and eventually stun him and do damage. It is level 3, so it's actually getting up there in damage when it's maxed out, max distance. Now though, Snejinka is on the bottom lane, but Shadowfiend also TP's bottom, leaving the top completely empty. And that's just weird, because Queen of Pain needs some farm to catch up, but this way Shadowfiend doesn't allow the Queen of Pain to farm, but Shadowfiend himself has a BKB, is extremely farmed as Shadowfiends mostly are. Quonk disables the Blink Dagger though. Oh, Berserker's Call! He probably thought this Blink Dagger is already off cooldown. So a little bit of a misplay from the axe there. Maybe the disconnect kind of put him on tilt. But he's gonna have a Blade Mail soon enough, and with that, he's gonna be pretty tanky, also gonna be able to return quite a bit of damage. There's like cooldown, rocket barrage, which can't really be directed all that well either. There's a possibility that you can like get closer to somebody else and hope the rocket barrage takes over, but might not be as easy. Now Snejika, Scream of Pain, pushing out a wave, trying to go for the tier 1. Oh, Nicarel though, Blink Lasso is ready for him. More TP's coming. Chappa, they pretty much have all 5 heroes there if Gyrocopter just gets close enough. Then again, so do the Radiant side. It is a standoff for now. Quonk. Does he see Nicarel? There's the Blink Lasso comes out as well, but there's the cooldown. Finger Theft Sega. Can he even mech BKB? He can. Requiem of Souls as well. Blink Berserker's Call. Got 2. There's the Death Ward to follow. Sega still alive. Death Ward keeps on going. The range on it is pretty sick. They get the movement speed bonus. They have lost the Queen of Pain, but with the telekinesis, they should get dodgers at the very least. Sega drops slow, but he will survive. The jump was pretty nice, but in the end, it just wasn't quite enough. Plus, the tower also went down in the middle of it all. And Madara, the one to get the last hit for that one. A beautiful fight coming out from Charmander. And it was all thanks to the BKB being finished on Shadowfiend. Once the lasso ended, once he got rid of the disables, just BKB, mech, and of course Quonk getting the 2-man Berserker's Call there, preventing the follow-up damage from immediately coming and killing the Shadowfiend, who is level 14 now. That's a massive amount of levels this early on. But let me check if I actually activated a program in administrator mode or not, but let's see how that fight went. Yes! Oh, success! Look at it, the cooldown is there. He's so low, but got the mech off. There is a nice Berserker's Call on the right side, as we saw. Everybody did get quite a bit of distance, though, from the Requiem of Souls at least, so that was nice, but 2 heroes there from the start, the third one shortly to follow, and a nice telekinesis to also grab the last one. So, well done by them. Just a pretty nice success. And with that fight, Madara Uchiha, level 11 as well, is going to have a level 2 Death Ward, plus of course the Glimmer Cape is there for him. Can share Invis or of course increased magic resistance, and up against Finger of Death, Cooldown, Rocket Barrage. It's going to be a pretty nice just boost to have that magic resistance, in all honesty. One weird thing though, you have to... Well, you won't be using abilities when you're cloaked, so it's fine. Plus you can also cast it on yourself, of course, because you can do it or on anybody else while channeling. That's why it's also a little bit better on the Witch Doctor than maybe on some heroes. But Rubik, he's gonna get jumped, and the lasso comes. Should be a really easy kill. Spike to follow. Power Shot does miss, which really shouldn't on like lockdown targets, but doesn't really matter. So they get the 1 kill, and still 4 of their heroes are relatively farmed. Snejinka still extremely struggling, just died once again. Was the only casualty on the Radiant side in that previous fight as well, I think. And now Sega has an ultimate orb wall, might be building an Eye of Scar, is just tank himself up a little bit, also kiting purposes. But Chappa now having the mech finished on IO. That's pretty nice. The IO 5, 4 and 6 has been part of 11 kills, has died 4 times as well, but even then, having a mech 22 minutes in isn't even all that bad for an IO. It's not like they're ahead or a hell of a lot, or at all for that matter. As you can see, about a 6k net per plate for Charmander. XP around the 3k mark as well. But I think Charmander just kind of need to keep up with the pressure. They need the Queen of Pain to just be there for those kills, get those assists, maybe the kills, last hits for herself as well. Just because Wind Ranger, as well as a Gyrocopter, and even like a Blink, it's gonna come eventually on the Lion. Like a Blink Lion and Blink Batrider. The initiation is so scary, and later on, you just kill the Shadow Fiend at the start of the fight, and suddenly Charmander doesn't have all that much power, whereas the Gyrocopter, for example, is a beast late game. Just Flak Cannon doing so much damage while you're really just hitting only one target. Quank though does deny the bottom tier 1 tower, so increasing the gold income a little bit from Chappa. Of course Chappa, well, they're just gonna go and take the tier 1 mid instead, and looks like Dodgers is gonna go for an S and Y of all items. Unless it's gonna be a BKB next. But BKB isn't as useful this game. Up against Shadow Fiend it's nice. I suppose up against Rubik as well to some extent, but if you're up against like a Death Ward, Berserker's Call, as well as the pure damage coming in from the Sonic Wave, it's probably not as worth for you to go for BKB. It might still be a solid choice. Oh, speaking of Telekinist, he is Dodgers. Comes in and he gets relocated out. The Death Ward is there, but Dodgers is still around. Ran the wrong way, but there's the Blink. Lasso into the cooldown. Quank dropping low, but there's the Sonic Wave as well. Can they get some kills? Oh, the Shackle Shot lands onto Sega. Starting to channel his Requiem, but the relocate got them to safety. Pasha pops his Windrun and gets away as well. Not Metrim, what I'm saying, it's Lilita. Metrim gets a kill with the Finger of Death. 3 down, make it 4. And to the Death Requiem, nobody dies, or never mind. Wind Ranger did die to the Death Requiem, but it's a triple kill for Dodgers. That was a really wonky fight. But in the end, look at this. 1.6k gold lost. So there was about a 4.5k net worth swing from this fight, plus a 7,000 XP swing. 7,000! Only losing the Wind Ranger. And it was really mostly thanks to Lilita on Yayo there. First of all, relocating the Sharkcopter from here to like here. Then maybe it was a mistake, but it was a perfect bait in the end. Shackle Shot also really nicely landing there after the Sonic Wave had been used. And they are doing Roshan, not so crazy fast, but it's going down and nobody is there from Charmander to really stop it. They TP to the tier 2, but I don't think Quank will make it. Plus, yeah, he's just gonna go to the creeps. Like, screw this. Roshan already down. Dodgers picks up the Aegis. Had a double damage as well, so that definitely helped out with the speed of Roshan. But Chairo is going for a BKB now. Oh, relocate top lane. Bogdan in some trouble, but got the telekinesis out. Stole a homing missile, but Power Shot gets the kill. Homing missile even gets eliminated as well. Sega wanted to maybe get the kill, but relocate takes them back. And now with the Flak Cannon, once it comes off cooldown, Dodgers may just clean up those ancients as well. SNY flying out to him, I think. No, never mind. Yeah, he went for BKB, excuse me. He did go for the BKB, but it's finished. Another 700 on top of that, and suddenly there's not even that big of a difference between this Gyrocopter and that Shadow Fiend anymore. And if you look at the overall graphs, what used to be about a 7, almost 7,500 net worth lead is now 2.5 in Chappa's favor. XP, whoa, 10k? That I just don't know what to say. That's steep, guys. That's something that should not happen. At least not with one fight this early on. But I suppose it was a rather massive one for them. Plus, of course, getting like the Rubik pick off afterwards, Roshan XP, a gold from that, getting a couple of towers down. So things are definitely looking up. Pasha himself gets a BKB on the Wind Ranger now. And looks like they are grouping up top lane just to get this tier 1 down. Tasty, tasty tier 1. Yum yum yum. Yeah, it's definitely the target for them. And is there a trade inside Charmander? Well, they've destroyed all tier 1s. Even a tier 2, of course, has been taken bottom lane. But they can fight if they want to. A TP is already coming. Quank, he needs to get a pretty nice initiation though. Oh, Queen of Pain, he's invis. There's the cooldown though. Quank not gonna get hit, so cooldown is kind of wasted. They can still go in. Oh, but the Shackle Shot onto Sega. Can they kill him off before he does anything? Sharofin hexed up as well with the finger. He goes down. Bogdan. He's gonna get lassoed just to make it safe. Oh, nice Blink Berserker's Call though, but the mech from Mayo keeps everybody alive. Death Ward is there. Can somebody cancel it? Or is it doing enough damage even? It's gonna bring down Lilita, but he's probably gonna lose his own life afterwards. Glimmer Cape is there. Invis will wear off, and well, he's trying to TP. He's even gonna succeed, or is he? No, Flame Break. He does die in the end. Queen of Pain does also manage to escape. Of course, Blink is maxed out, so it's a rather low cooldown. But in the end, they only lose 2 supports, Chappa and kill 4 in return. I really thought like with cooldown being wasted, that might be the opportunity for Charmander, but not really the case. We can take a quick look at it as well, how it all happened. I should have it, and boom, cooldown happened, but there's the Shackle Shot. Shadowfiend couldn't do anything, literally. Well, he got the Death Requiem off at least, I guess, or well, I say he got it off, but that just happens. Now Axe got a nice Berserker Skull, but it was only enough to make it so that Yayo dies. Witch Doctor got a really good death ward, but they really needed more. They needed to survive a little bit longer. So here we are now. Things are looking a little bit shaky for Charmander. They were looking extremely good, but the tables have turned, literally. Well, in XP it's a little bit more than 3 times the lead that Charmander had beforehand. So Chappa, it's their game to lose now because they have great late game. They're already looking extremely strong in fights. They have initiational advantage as well. Although Axe, with a nice Berserker Skull landing onto 2 or 3, can still easily turn things around with like a good Sonic Wave, maybe Requiem even to follow. But Shadowfiend does have a BKB down to 8 seconds, but it's something he's gonna need to activate before he gets jumped and disabled like last time. Now though, Lion has himself a Shadow Amulet as well. Huh. Maybe they want to disable some passives. It's possible. Disable Counter Helix, huh? I suppose. Null Field. Disabling the minus armor of Shadowfiend can be worth. I don't think it's gonna upgrade though, might be just a Shadow Blade. Who knows, we'll see on the line, but there is a group up, they're smoked up as well, want to come in from behind. Oh, this can be a huge one. Oh, Nicoril, he's gonna blow the smoke. Just runs past them with a haste rune and, well, even a power shot flies through it. Shackle Shot, will it land? It will. There's the cooldown to follow. Finger of Death. They get the BKB, Blink out, but Queen of Pain, can she get in position for a nice Sonic Wave? Everybody's BKB, Sega trying to TP out and succeed. He will. BKB just ensured that one. Snejinka barely making it out. Metrim and Lalita even tried to follow, but they were so close, yet no cigar. So a nice start to the fight, but it wasn't all the disasters. Oh, look at that! Sneaky Shadow Emerald. They were waiting for Bogdan Pasha. Pops his Windrun. He gets 1 kill. They get the Shackle Shot as well. Can they really kill off Sega? Well, there's a Death Ward though, but I think with the homing missile they should have enough damage. A couple of Maelstrom procs. A couple of more attacks. No, the Glimmer Cape! Glimmer Cape too strong! Madara saves him. Oh, Nicoril goes back in, does get the kill, dies himself. And it's probably not even worth it because Batroid had a killing spree. But Shadowfiend is down and may be forced to buy back. If he does buy back, it's definitely gonna be still worth it in the end. And well, it's looking good for Chappa, as already mentioned. Blink Berserker Stone lands on 2. Sonic Wave to follow as well. That's almost perfect, but the mech comes out. Cooldown as well now. Quonk gets hit once. Earth Spike is there. And with that Rocket Barrage, they will bring him down, I think. At least with the homing missile to follow. It does hit Invis targets after all. Don't run too far. Never mind. He was plenty tanky. Glimmer Cape was still there, I think, for the magic resistance. Now Metrim. He got his Earth Spike stolen. Gets it onto Bogdan before he gets stunned himself. Relocate coming back in. It's only Lalita though. Can he save Metrim? Pasha also needs some mana. Nobody's really giving it to him though, as Metrim under the Glimmer Cape survived for a little bit longer. BKB comes in, Shadow Strike from Snejinka as Relocate takes them back to the base. That definitely wasn't the cleanest fight from Chappa, but I think it's fine. I mean, Gyrocopter didn't die. They still have a rather massive lead, 12k plus in net worth, 15,000 plus in XP. So it's gonna be quite tough to throw this game, I think. Of course, it was Charmander in the lead earlier on. It wasn't nearly as massive of a lead, but a lead nonetheless. But they were just unable to capitalize on it properly. And of course, it was really just like one bad fight. They even got the jump on the Gyrocopter, but Yayo's save was so good in that fight. So good. So good! So good! Yes. Lalita Margarita, Ayo, MVP. Now Snejinka might be in trouble, will get lassoed, Mask of Man is activated. How far can the Batroid drag him? Flame Break comes in as well, but didn't even push him back at all. Now, blink forward though. They want to still go for Queen of Pain. Even a relocate comes in just to ensure the kill. And Batrider does finish it with his own Firefly, I think it was. So, Queen of Pain goes down. That's gonna be even more just time that she's not being able to spend farming. Only has a BKB so far, and first item, Queen of Pain, if she has to go for a BKB, it already signals that the game is going pretty poorly. It was really just Charmander, they were ahead, but they also needed the Queen of Pain to be up there with the Shadow Fiend, for example, or maybe the Axe. But they needed a little bit more to just carry that mid-game momentum through. Now though, Chappa even just easily pop the cooldown to push out mid lane and rotate to the bottom lane themselves. They do not have the Aegis, however, so it's maybe not as easy as they would expect or like for it to be. Melee Rex in some trouble. So are the range are being focused by the focus fire. Now melee, nope, that's just like, yes, screw it guys, we're gonna take ranged. Queen of Pain is gonna survive, or not survive, but revive. So we're not gonna just take any unnecessary measures here, especially when they have so many ancients to farm up. Should be triple stack, I think. This Dark Troll Summoner might even make it a quad stack. Just a second, guys. Taking a little bit of a sip of water. I really should get a cup with a straw or something, so it's a lot easier, so I don't have to open the bottle. Dark Troll Summoner, man, so happy. Just victory, fist pumping the air. Double fist pumping. Aghanims in the meantime. Picked up on Wind Ranger, so no attack modifier minuses anymore or anything. Plus, of course, a 15-second cooldown. We do, however, finally get the Shadow Fiend finishing up that Eye of Skadi, but look at how far the Gyrocopter is now from that Shadow Fiend. About a 4-5k net worth lead, almost even. Plus Dodger's gonna go for the butterfly, and into Roshan he goes now. Will get bashed almost immediately and will back out for a little while, but nope. And consensus, let's try Roshan. Actually, Lion being on high ground here may not even be that bad of a thing, because if they get jumped, he might go unnoticed here. Plus his blink is coming off cooldown anyway, and this is gonna be Roche going down to the focus fire so easily. There's no way Charmander can even make it there. They are smoked up, but they know Aegis is there on the Gyro now, and does that suddenly mean that they don't want to fight? Or a nice surprise fight into an Aegis might also still work out, to be honest. Do we have a counter smoke though? IO does just now purchase one, but it's gonna take some time for it to be delivered out. So they're just gonna push the bottom lane. They already got the range racks. They want to go just finish what they started, get the melee one also. Smoke will also expire soon enough. So Radiant side, what can they do with such a deficit? 20,000 in XP, almost 20k in net worth as well. Gyrocopter with a butterfly and an Aegis just runs to the front. It's like, do you dare, bros? Do you dare, Bogdan? Gets himself a homing missile, but nobody cares. Oh, but there's the jump in. They get the lasso cooldown. Won't hit anybody. Quonk, a nice Berserker Skull lands on two. They need a Requiem Souls. They will get it as well. Metrim blown up. Nicker is still alive, but not for long. Quonk does finally lose his life to Pasha. Just strike clicks. But it's a pretty nice fight so far. Now Dodgers, he's completely surrounded. Flak Cannon. Does he have a couple of charges? He does, but he's gonna go down before he can properly use them. He was just stunned. I think he's gonna go down again. That was a disaster of a fight. Dodgers, yep, no more Flak Cannon, just can't do damage, and he is surrounded. Gonna be removed from this game, for now at least. Lalita comes in with a relocate. Can he save Pasha at least? Should be able to do so. Does get the tether now for some region, and well, they will be back to save him in their base. Was this also an IO buyback? No, but Axe did buyback for this. But well worth it guys. Just look at this fight. About a 4k network swing now. XP about 6,000 or so. They still need more, but that was also a fight where Gyrocopter had the Aegis. And actually thanks to the Aegis, maybe that was one of the reasons it went so bad. Just because Gyrocopter, he was like here while most of his team was fighting or dying here. So he wasn't really outputting that much damage either. Once he got the Flak Cannon, he still had 5 Flak Cannon charges when he died, just because he was stunned for so long. So that was a pretty bad fight, and Chappa, I'm just hoping that it's not gonna be one of those games where like, oh, we lost one fight, now we're gonna keep on farming, and not do anything else. But who knows, it very well might be. There is another smoke coming out. It might be the last one. Is it their last? Yeah, it's their last smoke, so they need to make it count. Pasha, he is gonna get jumped. Bam! Should be easily taken out, although a nice air spike, but the BKB from Snejinka keeps him alive. Dodger comes in. He's forced to use his own BKB. The cooldown is there, but do they have any follow-up at all? They need a little bit more. Another Glimmer Cape. Just Glimmer Capes are saving lives. I saw it, or we saw it with Grandis yesterday as well. Another Blink Berserker Call does miss, but they might be able to get the kill nonetheless. No, relocated out. Nikaril with the Invitational just scouting for positioning. I don't think anybody has a gem. Does not look like it, so he's gonna definitely get one straggler, or are there any stragglers even? Doesn't look like it. Queen of Pain just went to pick up a rune instead. Gonna get a Hex soon. Madara in the Glimmer Cape just... Oh, there's the last Auto will get Quonk. But is there gonna be any assistance, or are they gonna leave him to die? He is pretty tanky after all. Now, with the missile hitting, he will die just because he was left to die. He was abandoned by his teammates. They value their own lives too greatly. And that's hacks down without buyback. Chappa should also be aware of that fact. So although last time it went bad, but it went only bad just because of that Berserker's Call, to be honest. Now that there is guaranteed no Berserker's Call for 67 seconds, plus there's no tier 3 here anyway, I might as well go for it. Creeps get close enough as well, disabling the backdoor protection. There is a telekinesis, but it's all delay tactics. A stolen Earth Spike as well. But Rax, this time around they are going to get melee Rax also. The Homing Mixer once again stolen, but doesn't matter as much. Should be rather easy for them to kill it. They have so many range heroes after all to just attack it. What's coming in the courier? It's going to be a Demon Age for Dodgers. Might be a Monkey King bar in the making. Maybe it's even going to be a Daedalus. But Focus Fire, tier 3 down from the low ground. They can just still keep on going. In 26 seconds, Nejika comes in. Glimmer Cape. Oh, the lasso again. Are they going to be able to help the Queen of Pain? I don't think so. PKB from Dodgers just keeps on going. Uchiha gets taken out by the Finger of Death. There's a cooldown. Buyback from the Queen of Pain. Cooldown hits on Bogdan as well as Seiga. Not doing all that much damage, but it's just slowing them down and making it so that they can easily claim Rax and disengage properly. And that's exactly what they do. Pasha has himself a Demon Edge as well now. Doing quite a bit of damage. Hitting for 232 damage. So that's a 2 Rax advantage now for Chappa. And Charmander, the Infernal Dragon. Although the Pokemon is cool, I'm not too sure if just the team at the moment can come back from such a deficit. They got one good fight, but I'm a little bit afraid that that was where just Chappa drew the line. Of course, if they keep on going this way, they might find another kill, but there are so many dire heroes. Bogdan forced after the high ground. Oh, what a mistake on Tomeko. Sejinka goes after him as well, but look at Seiga just losing the fight against Pasha. Focus Fire, too strong. Quonk can't really get close enough either. 4 heroes down, while Witch Doctor just hadn't even respawned yet. But GG is called. Quonk just wants to get that one kill, but even that is denied to him. Gonna get hexed and Focus Fire down. GG, go next is called. Chappa take game number 1 in this best of 3 series for the Game Show Invitational, sponsored by Hitbox, East Battle, Aces, of course, the main sponsor for it as well, Tesoro, Plantronics, and Silicon Power. So shout out to them. I'm from HeflaTV generally, so you can check out HeflaTV on Facebook and Twitter if you like the cast, or just check me at @Coucher. But we will see you for game number 2 in hopefully only a couple of minutes time.